Hey guys, Nick here. Out here in the Central Oregon desert. It's a pretty nice day. It's sunny but a little chilly, not too bad. Bringing you along. Gonna test out this new pack a little bit more. Also gonna build a bed. Gonna build a bed with whatever I find out here and whatever I have in my pack. I always have ropes, so that's probably gonna be the way to go. It's the way I usually do it. Also probably gonna build a fire, cook up a little steak, have lunch, and we'll just see where this video goes from here. Okay, so I found this spot. It's a good spot, or a pretty good place to build a little place to sleep. I got 3 junipers pretty close together, making a little triangle. So I could either, I could have my choice of how I want to set the, don't want to call it a bed, it's more of a hammock. How I want to set the hammock up, but definitely want to use this larger juniper as one end, just to help keep the side ropes spread out. Probably going to go to this closer juniper. It's kind of small. Usually what I do when I do this is I have a couple of, or find a couple of straight, fairly green branches, as green as you can get out here. Use them as spreader bars, and that'll get me the spread I need on my side ropes. But this juniper here is big enough that don't really need a spreader bar on it. I mean, it's pretty good size. That means I just need one spreader bar, which I already found. The big problem with this is these trees are so close, which is good because I don't have to use as much rope. I may not have to break into my second length of rope, but I can't do a standard spreader bar where I just tie the rope to the tree and then have the rope, or attach the spreader bar farther away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try something new and tie the spreader bar directly to the tree. So let's get on it. I don't know how well this is going to turn out for the video. Hopefully we'll be able to catch everything, so you can see what I'm doing here. It's actually pretty easy if I can find the end of my rope I need. There it is. Alright, I'm just going to take this rope, wrap it around the juniper, about chest high, because there is going to be some sag. Grab my spreader bar, sit it against the tree. I'm going to wrap the rope around the bar. I'll bring you in for a close-up so you can see what this is going to look like too. I'm going to tie this off in the back. Alright, now that that's in place, that shouldn't go anywhere. So I just have the rope going around the back side of the tree, wrapping it around the spreader bar. Did that on each side, and then tied it off on the back. Alright, now I'm just going to take the rope, come back around the spreader bar. And you can do this without spreader bars, but it's just so much more comfortable if you have the spreader bars in place. It helps keep the keeps the hammock from closing in around you. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the rope, wrap it around the larger tree, again about chest high, bring it back on the other side. I'll probably do a full circle on the larger tree just to give a little bit more strength. Then I'll bring it back over to the smaller juniper where we have the spreader bar set up on the other side where there's no rope on the spreader bar. Now when you're doing this, you want to tighten the rope up. Make sure it's as tight as you can get it to help keep the sag down. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do one more loop around the large juniper. Alright, now I'm back around on the other side of the large juniper, the opposite side of where we started. And I'm just going to bring it back over to this side of the spreader bar and loop it around. And if you do this and you're making spreader bars, you want to find the straightest, greenest branch that you can use just for strength. This one, I honestly don't know if it's going to hold up, but we'll find out when I'm done. I'm going to come back and try to tighten this rope up again as much as I can. Now I'm new to making YouTube videos, and I gotta give it or hand it to all you guys that have been making videos for a while. This is hard. It's hard making YouTube videos. I mean, obviously the quality's not there on my videos, and I apologize for that, but you know, I just got my first camera. It's the best one I could afford. It's still a pretty cheap one. But just as talking to myself, it's it's pretty difficult. Okay, now that we have our side ropes done, I'm just gonna go ahead and tie this one, or tie this side off on the spreader bar. Nothing fancy, just a simple overhand knot to keep it from sliding too bad. Here's the small juniper with the spreader bar attached directly to the tree, and this is, you know, this isn't the way I normally do it. In another video I might do this again and show you my normal way, We've got the ropes on either end of the spreader bars going across over to the large juniper, where I've wrapped the rope one time around it and bringing it back on the opposite side from where I started, so that we have our side ropes. That's the side of the hammock, or those are the sides of the hammock. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to weave the bed part of the hammock, I guess, the part that's going to support your back. And it's pretty easy. All right, so right now I'm in between the two side ropes, and the rope is, it's still one piece. This is a 100-foot length of rope, and I'm just going to bring it over to the opposite side. Loop it around the side rope, bring it back to the other side, loop it around, and basically what I'm doing right now is making kind of a triangle pattern with this rope, and this doesn't need to be tight. You're going to want to be able to adjust it. I'm just going to keep going back and forth. And I'll get you a close-up, show you what I'm doing here. Alright, so I'm just taking the rope, wrapping it around the side rope, and then keep on, and go to the other side, do the same thing, bring it back. You get the point. Alright, I'm going to cut you off while I finish this up. Alright, so you're just going to, you can see here, loop the rope around like I was showing earlier, and just keep going until you run out of rope, or have too small of a piece of rope to go even farther. If you run out of room, part of the reason for keeping these ropes so loose is you can move them down, and the more rope you have supporting your back, the more comfortable you're going to be. And then once you get down to the end, you just tie your end piece off. You can either tie it to the side rope like I did, or you can tie it to the loop around the tree, just to help keep it from moving around. Let me, I don't know how well you'll see it, but I'm going to back up and get you a full view of this thing. There you go. That's a quick and easy hammock. That way you can sleep off the ground, especially if it's cold at night. I've done this a few times, in below freezing weather. Built one of these, and I was just fine. Granted, I had a few more things. Well, I still have them with me, but I don't feel like putting it up. You can run a ridge line above here, throw your tarp over, and there's your wind protection, rain protection, snow protection, whatever have you. I also have a couple of wool blankets that I keep with me. They're kind of small, but I take one, fold it up, throw it on the hammock, and that's just a little additional comfort on the back. Plus it helps keep the cold off you, or keep the cold off your back in the wintertime. And then the other one, I just threw over me and used it like it's supposed to be used, as a blanket. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on this hammock and see how it holds up, get that on film. The one thing that worries me though is that branch. That's the straightest branch I could find. That was, and the greenest. But it seems pretty dry and dead to me. Hopefully that doesn't break when I try to get on. Otherwise this should be fun. All right, I'm gonna get you a good angle and jump on in. Well, here goes nothing. So that's what I was afraid of. Barely put any pressure on it, and that spreader bar broke. So you're not going to see me get in this thing this time. I'll do another video, and I'll try to find a better branch. Really hate to bring you all the way out here and set this up and not be able to get in there and show you, but that's what happens when you choose the wrong branch. But it looked like the best option at the time, so I'll do this again another time and bring you along for that one. I'm gonna go ahead and tear this down then and get a fire going, cook up a steak, and maybe I'll bring you back. Come on now, you didn't really think I was gonna leave you hanging, did you? Found another branch, greener, not as big as I wanted. Remade it real quick. Now we'll test it out. All right, now we're really gonna test it. That is really, really comfortable. Not even joking. I could spend the night here. I'm not gonna, but I could. Then I don't have a whole lot of room on this, or a whole lot of length on this one. But you know, you get trees a little bit farther apart. You know, if I would have went to one of these other trees, I just take my pack, throw it up, use it as a pillow. Unless you're like me and I carry a small pillow in my pack. But yeah, this is the hammock. One way of making the hammock. This one actually turned out to be the most comfortable hammock I've built. And you know, if you like stuff like this, you really need to check out Really Big Monkey 1. He has a YouTube channel, and he builds all sorts of awesome shelters. He's got a lot of cool videos. Really nice guy, at least, you know, on YouTube he sounds like a really nice guy. Yeah, check out his videos. You know, I kind of came up with the idea of this through watching some of his videos. He's back east somewhere, I think Georgia. So, you know, if you're in the desert, his videos, or his shelter videos, aren't going to do you a whole lot of good. I know, I've tried. But, you know, if you're on the wet side of Oregon, or, you know, back east, you know, even if you're in the Central Oregon desert, or the desert anywhere, watch his videos, they're great. Well, that's enough chit-chat for now. I'm going to go build that fire and cook up a steak. See you later. Alright, I'm sure you've all seen how to start a damn fire. But I'm just going to catch this on film for shits and grins. One thing though, one thing I keep in my pack, I keep fire starting stuff in one pocket. In that pocket I keep a plastic baggie of dryer lint. I mean, you know, it's free. If you're washing your clothes anyways, it's free, and it's super lightweight. You can compress it, doesn't take up hardly any room, and it will catch a spark really well. There it goes. It does kind of stink, but you know, when you're trying to start a fire, who cares about stink? If it's life or death. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and cut you back on a little bit later. Alright, fire's going. Steak is seasoned, getting ready to put it on the fire. So we'll just have a little fireside chat while I cook, I guess. Pack is doing good, you know. Truly not a good test. I just got it yesterday. Got all my gear switched over. It's pretty close to the size of my old medium-sized Alice pack. I can't quite tell if it's a little smaller, a little bigger, or the same size, but it's real close, which is perfect for me, you know. I think it might be actually a little bit bigger. A few things I keep in there. I keep a couple little small Ziploc bags with salt and pepper. You know, just like the dryer lint, doesn't take up a lot of room, and it's super lightweight. But, you know, if I ever get the urge to come out to the desert and cook a steak over a juniper fire, which I do quite a bit, you know, I have the seasonings I need, and that's all you need for a good steak. A little salt and a little pepper on both sides. Cook it over fire, and it's gonna be delicious. Also keep it in the pack, you know, if I'm out here camping, which I do quite a bit. You know, if I shoot a rabbit or something, I can season it and cook it up. And yeah, rabbit is delicious. If you haven't tried it, go out, shoot a rabbit, cook it up. It's phenomenal. Guess about time to put the steak on. I keep a little wire basket thing I bought quite a while ago for camping. I keep that in my vehicle. Just, you know, for when I do come out to cook a steak, it's always there. There, I'll give you a look. Maybe. You know, that's it. It's got a handle. You can find it at any sporting goods store. And yes, that is a ribeye in there. My wife and I bought a 3-pack of ribeyes the other night. There's only the 2 of us, so we cooked up we cooked up the 2 for us to eat, which left me with an extra ribeye. So why not come out and cook it over a fire? Ooh, fire's a little hot. Well, guess I'll bring it back when it's time to eat. Alright, steak is done. Here's, oh, where is it? Hold on, I'll get you a better angle. There's half of it. The other half's still in the basket. Cooked perfectly. Man, I tell you what, it cut so beautifully with my pocket knife. I think this is gonna be one hell of a good, tasty, and tender steak. Cut off the first bite. Here goes nothing. Oh, that is melt in your mouth tender. And the taste is awesome. really, that's all you need for a steak is the juice is great. But all you need for a good steak is a little salt and a little pepper. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. And if you're not from Central Oregon, if you can get your hands on some juniper, try cooking a steak over a juniper fire. Juniper, when you first burn it, when you burn it for the first time in your life, it's kind of a stinky fire. But, you know, you get used to it. And then, I don't know what it does to the flavor, but it adds something. That good juniper smoke. I'm telling you, there's nothing better. Alright, well, I'm going to let you guys go while I eat my steak. And I'll see you on the next video.